What's up, YouTube? Ian Thompson here with Tyler, the TIE Fighter Bystel,
What's up,
and
guys?
we've got a top 8 regionals deck profile here for the St. Louis regional that was this past weekend, the 21st. And our boy Tyler here was playing, guess what?
Gravekeepers, guys.
Gravekeepers. All right, well, here we go.
Okay, so I got 5th place in top 8. I was pretty happy with the build overall. I finished 8-1. Round 1 matchup was Battle and Boxers, beat them 2-0. Lost round 2 against Dragons, 1-2. He drew everything. Skill drain sucked, especially when you play Thunder King and then he draws into that and MST off of Cards of Continents. Anyway, round 3 was Glads. I won 2-1. Round 4, Chain beat 2-0. Round 5 was my best buddy Ian Thompson. He was playing Bujin, 2-0. Felt bad. Almost gave him the win. Kind of glad I didn't now, but it's whatever. Round 6, 2-0 against Heroes. Round 7, Chainburn, 2-1. Round 8 was Laval. I was a little afraid of that matchup. Didn't know what the guy was playing. It was a little weird, but just their explosiveness and everything. He drew really well, but I beat him 2-1. And then round 9, I played Constellar, beat them 2-0. But anyway, the part that you guys want to see, the deck list, here we go. Okay, so I mainboarded the 1 Thunder King. It was really solid all day. Had good matchups against Dragons and stuff. Stop Exceed plays. He's just a good thing to have out, especially first turn. Then I played 2 Maxi. It put in work against. I only had 1 Dragons matchup, I guess. Sideboarded it out. Against Laval's, it was really good. But I would definitely keep this card. I like it better than Valor. It's like the only draw engine that I have in here, besides some stuff and some of my spells, but we'll get to that here in a minute. And everything. Here we go for the Gravekeepers. I play 1 Assailant. It's good to get around bigger dragons. You can switch Dracosex tokens into attack and everything like that. Any big defensive threats. He's just a really good card for your for you attacking and stuff like that. He's just really good to switch stuff in attack. I know against the Laval guy, I switched Battle Faders into attack, which was really good because it was 2,000 every time. So I definitely play him 1. 2 Descendant. I like it 2. 3's a little cloggy. He's only used sometimes against Chainburn, especially I use him, and against Dragons. Just blow up back row. Anything that you're afraid of, especially with Recruiter, because you keep getting your Recruiter. So he's a pretty good one. Of course, 3 Commandant. You gotta get to your Necro Value, which is really key, I think, in this format. Gets rid of Grand Tower. They don't get special summon or anything. It's game mechanic. Against Dragons, locks everything up. It's just really solid. It's really solid against most decks. Gives your guys a 500 attack boost, which is really good. Then 3 Recruiter. Searcher. He pretty much gets whatever you want. Besides Spy. But Spy would be too good. Recruiter would be too good if he got that. I was definitely happy with him. He was probably the star all day. Set him first turn, let him blaster him thinking it's a spy, that kind of stuff. He's just really fun. And then, of course, 3 Spies. Still one of the oldest Gravekeepers, still really good. I enjoy flipping to get Descendant, playing Recruiter, Descendant, get rid of Recruiter, get your Commandant, stuff like that. He also is one of the main, how you get your Exceeds out. So many Exceed plays in this deck with 4s, and then some 3s because of the Recruiters, but mainly 4s, and he's the big reason why you can do that and make it consistent. So that's all of the monsters. I don't think I would change anything as of right now on the monsters, but maybe later on. I'm probably going to be playing this deck for a while, so I'll definitely keep you updated. Then onto spells. Guess what? 3 Necro Valleys. Can't imagine that, right? It is Gravekeepers after all, so you do play 3 of these. But main card of the deck stops everything. This was really a meta call for me, even though I built this at 4 o'clock in the morning, the day before the original. Just looked through my cards, happened to find some Gravekeepers. I was like, wow, this deck looks cool. Let's try it. I already had my invite from Lenexa. I played Evil Swarm on X3, which is terrible. Got 46. Top 48 got invites, but so I decided to go with something a little different. So, anyway, 3 Necro Valley. So good. 2 Dress. I'm not a fan of Lance, just because of some key plays. I like Dress a little better there. And, I don't know. Just Lance is really tough because I'm popping back row, and a lot of people don't play back row. A lot of people just play like a Dark Hole, which I guess Lance stops too, but it makes your guys get down to 800. Especially with like Blaster and stuff, I honestly think this card is a little better. I've got 2 MSTs. Take care of the back row. Board the third one. This is a little more surprising, I think. 2 upstarts, have to get to your combo with Necro Valley and only 1 roll of tribute now. But only 2 upstarts. I don't like 3 because 3 is a little cloggy, especially late game. And I hate going upstart, puts them up 2,000. It's just kind of hard to come back from that. But 2 was definitely a solid number. Sometimes I boarded out all my little acceleration most of the time. Sometimes I even boarded out 1 Necro Valley because I felt like sometimes Necro Valley wasn't the best card for that matchup. Okay, 2 of the Gravekeeper still whatever you want to call it. Gets back to your Gravekeepers. Honestly think it's probably the best card in the deck. Best spell anyway. Besides, of course, Necro Valley and Roller Tribute, but really good, really solid all day. 2 Pi Duality, don't like 3. I just like 2 because I feel 3 is a little cloggy, and then you don't have to have it. Stops Exceed plays. 1 Book of Moon, combos with Spies, stops them from attacking, exceeding, whatever. Really good. 1 Dark Hole, pretty much a staple, I would imagine, right now. Especially in like anti-meta decks, gets rid of big threats. And then, woo, 1 roll of tribute. Opened it like, I think 2 games. Of course, usually when you open it, you win. I've heard it's a good card. I think it's the reason why it's limited. Don't think it should be, but yeah, it's really good. So that was it for my spells. Onto my traps. This was the part that I really debated on at the start of the tournament on how I wanted to play this. Because I didn't look at any deck profiles on Gravekeeper. I didn't look at anything. And this was sort of just my thinking on back row, I guess. But I guess probably everyone pretty much plays the same thing. So here we go. I got 2 Mirror Force. Pretty good. I don't like Deep Prison because it doesn't get rid of everything. I've always liked Mirror Force. I've always played it. 2 Phoenix Chain, stops effects. If I played Valor mainboard, I don't think I'd play this. Just because they sort of do the same thing. They stall for a turn. It's probably not going to be there to turn. The reason I don't like this card was because of MST. That's the reason I never played it before. But now, seeing people not playing MST as much, definitely a solid card. Mainboard the 2 Vanity's Emptiness. I promise this was the card that won me a lot of games. Just having it mainboarded. I never got to do the Master Key Beetle thing, but this card is so solid. You can control it and everything like that. 1 Torrential because you're only allowed 1. Otherwise more. Great with Recruiter and everything. 1 Bottomless because you're only allowed 1. And it's good. 1 Solemn Warning. Only allowed 1. So I can only play 1, and the 1 Compulse. I always love playing chainable traps. It's kind of harder to with them limiting the Compulse and everything. And limiting all that stuff. But this is the traps now on to the extra deck. 1 Zen Mains because of Recruiter. 1 Leviathan, same reason, Recruiter. 1 Essicle because of Recruiter. Chorus Cowboy. Killed someone with I think it was 1 game I did. 1 Abyss Dweller. 1 Maestro. Really good. Probably the MVP of my sideboard, I'd say. 1 Roach. He's good to stop dragons. Sometimes. I only made him really against low balls. 1 Diamond Dyer takes care of other threats. bigger threats. One black ship. Just staple. One Papal Operative. I guess Maestro probably wasn't the MVP because this card was the MVP. Won me so many games. One Gem Knight Pearl. Because of my sideboard of Veilers, one Catastor, one Stardust, and one Mistworm. So that is the extra deck. So my sideboard, I felt like the sideboard was the main thing. I felt like I did a decent job sideboarding. I don't know if I would really change as much from this, but this is definitely what I went with. 2 Veiler for when Max C doesn't work. This card, pretty good. Didn't sideboard as much as I thought I would. I sideboarded enough though. 2 Fossil Dino. One of my favorite sideboard cards, except for a spell that I always play, which I'll get to here in a minute. But this card is definitely solid. One Allure in case I needed extra acceleration. In case I took out my 2 upstarts and wanted something, or I took out the Pod Valdis because I thought they were too slow. 1 D-Fissure. Definitely good against most stuff right now. My favorite sideboard card, Lightning Vortex. Of course, gets rid of deck cards out of your hand. Think it's underplayed, like I always say. Definitely won me some games. Really good. The 1 MST because I'm mainboard too. Get rid of back row. Limited to 1 for a reason. Eradicator. I think that's enough said. It did work. Chainburn. Yeah. Set your traps. I'll eradicate them. Whatever. 2 deck Devi. Still solid card. 2 Ghost Match. Dragons, Spellbooks, pretty much all the top tier decks right now, except Murmel. It does a good job against. Even Murmel because it can't exceed, I guess, but yeah. And then, also a card that won me some games was Malevolent Catastrophe. It's definitely a solid card since Heavy Storm's not in. People overextend that a lot back row. But yeah, it was definitely good. But overall, it was a good experience. All the players I played were pretty good. Pretty cool, all that stuff. The only one I would say that I didn't like was a Glad player because he told me I was going to get a game loss if I left my sideboard in my in my deck box. That was the only one I had a problem with. But it was definitely a fun regional. My first top. Hopefully many more to come. I'm sure there will be. Put a little pressure on myself there. But I didn't share this deck list with anyone else, so this will be the first one. So, definitely friend me on Facebook, Tyler Breistel. One of the only ones on there. I'm wearing a Nets hat. So definitely do that. I update throughout to let people know how I'm doing. All that stuff, regional day, always my game day. I play at Eclipse Books and Comics. Definitely subscribe, like, everything on Facebook. Or not Facebook, YouTube, and comment on it. Just thanks for watching, guys, and I'll upload some more videos. Thanks.
There you have it, folks. Top 8 in St. Louis. Catch you later.